Hey, good morning, everyone. About a minute or two late. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to Power Yoga. My name is Nikki. Welcome to Balanced Life with Fit Nikki. So today's class, I'm here to guide you through, but know that this is your class. So please feel free to take a modification, to take it at a different pace. Take a break, take a rest, whatever you are needing today for your body. And I do have a suggested playlist, which I think I have posted in there as well. I think it just says Power Yoga in today's date under Fit Nikki 2, and that's FITNIKKI number 2 on Spotify. Lots of playlists there. Feel free to take a listen to any of them you'd like. So today's class, we are going to get started on our backs. So that can be legs long, arms by your side, knees bent, feet together, whatever feels comfortable for you right here. We're just going to get centered for a few breaths. So power class, we tend to move a little bit faster pace. I still like to keep it a little bit slow, focusing on connecting the breath with the body and challenging our bodies and our minds a bit. Take a few breaths here. Nice big inhale. Nice big exhale. Good. As you inhale, imagine filling your lungs all the way to the bottom, filling your belly with that breath. And as you exhale, start to soften the muscles, letting go of tension, tightness, and stress. Focusing on your breath, trying to let everything else kind of float away for this little slice of time. We're going to take 2 more rounds of breath. One more full round of breath. Big inhale through the nose. Big open mouth exhale. On your next inhale, bring your arms overhead, legs long, and then bring your knees into your chest. Give them a little bit of a hug, and then you're going to rock and roll long on your spine. Tailbone to shoulders about 2 or 3 times. And then maybe that 3rd time, cross your legs. Bring yourself to seated. You can roll through or swing your legs around. Find your way into tabletop position. So I always get my props in my way. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, spine is long. Press into the tops of your feet and your knuckles. As you inhale, let your belly drop, head and hips rise for cow. Exhale to press into the earth, arching your back up to the sky. And move here with your breath and taking any extra moves that you like. Some people like to sit their hips back. Some like to sway side to side or do some barrel rolls with your chest. It's whatever you're wanting today. We're going to take about 3 rounds of breath here. This is one of my favorite little flows, cat to cow, for back pain, stiffness, and whatever. It's nice to get everything loosened up. Not a difficult pose. It gets the muscles moving, the blood flowing, all that good stuff. And I'm wearing one of my favorite shirts, Rise and Slay from Fabletics. It's probably about a year old, so I don't know if they even still have it, but it's a nice, good fit. I like the cut of it, and they have great clothes if you're ever interested in trying them out. I highly recommend it. On your next inhale, come back into that nice tabletop position. You're going to find your way into down dog. So everyone's down dog is a little different, and if you need to walk your hands forward a little, go ahead. Tuck your toes, press your hips up and back. Find that down dog. So you can keep your knees bent here, pedal it out. We're going to take 3 rounds of breath for any moves that feel good here. Imagine your chest is pressing a little closer to your thighs. Your neck, your jaw, and your tongue are relaxed. Root down into your knuckles and your shoulder blades slide up your back towards your hips. Heels reach for the ground, but they do not have to touch. Depends where your body is at today. On your next inhale, glance towards your hands. Exhale to step your feet forward, a little bit wider than your hips. Let your head hang heavy. Look back through your legs. Maybe grab your elbows or hands hang down. And we're going to pause here for 2 breaths. Head is super heavy like a bowling ball, and it's just pulling down on your spine, lengthening everything out. And release your elbows if you have them. Press down through the soles of your feet as you roll up nice and slow. Your head is the last thing to rise up. Open up the chest just a bit here, so shrug the shoulders back a few times. Then we're going to come into a nice mountain pose for a breath. So bring the heels under the hips. You want your tailbone in line with your spine, so maybe pull in those lower abs. Chest is lifted and proud, chin is lifted. Take a breath in and let it out. On your next inhale, reach up for the sky. Lace your fingers, leave just your pointers out. And you're going to exhale, lean over to the right side. Push into your left hip and the outside of that left foot. Take about 2 breaths here. So if you feel your left shoulder coming forward, give it a shrug back to open up your chest. On your next inhale, find your way up to center. Exhale over to the left side. Push into that right hip. Outside of that right foot, lengthening through the right side of the body. And then bring yourself back up to center. Release your hands. Take a twist to the right side. As you exhale, let your arms open up. Maybe bend the elbows or keep the arms long. Inhale back up to center. Exhale over to the left side. Inhale to center. One more time each side. Come on back up to center. And to the left. Bring it back up to center. Exhale, bring your hands down to your heart. Start a little more movement. Inhale to reach up. Soften your knees to fold forward. Step your right foot back. And then step your left foot back to down dog. So coming into classic sun salutation. Shift forward into your plank, toes or knees. Hug your elbows in, lower to your belly. Untuck your toes, shrug your shoulders back. Lift your heart for cobra. And press back to down dog. Right foot steps forward to a lunge. Left foot steps up to meet it. Inhale, rise up and reach for the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale to reach. Soften your knees and fold. Left foot steps back to a lunge. Lift your heart. Right foot back to down dog. Shift into plank. Hug the elbows in and lower to your belly. Shrug your shoulders back and lift your heart. Press back to down dog. Left foot steps forward to lunge. Right foot steps up to meet it. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Good. Let's add a little movement to that. Reach up. Excuse me, and fold forward. Right foot steps back. Plant your right hand, left fingers reach to the sky. Take a couple breaths here in this twist. So you can reach for the sky, wrap your arm around your back, maybe lower your back knee. And on your exhale, let your hand float down to frame your foot. Step back to down dog. Shift into plank and lower down. Inhale to lift your heart. Exhale to down dog. Right foot steps forward into that lunge and left foot steps up to meet it. Rise up. Exhale, hands to heart. And inhale to reach. Soften your knees as you fold forward. Left foot steps back. Plant your left hand, right fingers reach to the sky, finding that twist, stacking your shoulders. Lift through the back of the leg, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, let your hand fall down to frame your foot and step back to down dog. Shift into your plank, toes or knees, hug the elbows and lower down. Shrug your shoulders back to lift your heart. Press back to down dog. Right or left foot steps forward. Right foot steps up to meet it. Inhale to rise, exhale, hands to heart. We're going to keep adding on here. Reach for the sky. Soften the knees, fold forward, nice flat back. Right foot steps back, plant your right hand, left fingers reach for that twist. Let your hand come down to frame your foot and step back to down dog. Shift forward into plank, then press back to down dog. Shift forward into plank and lower down. Shrug the shoulders back, lift your heart, press into the tops of your feet, and press back to down dog. Right foot steps forward, shift your weight, right foot steps forward, shift your weight into that right foot, rise up, float your left knee. Set that foot down. Inhale to reach up, exhale to fold. So working on that balance a little bit here. Left foot steps back, plant your left hand, right fingers reach up, and let that hand float down, step back to down dog. Shift into plank, and back to down dog. Shift into plank, hug the elbows as you lower down. Shoulders shrug back and lift your heart. Press back to down dog. Left foot steps forward into that lunge. Shift your weight into that foot. Rise up, float your right knee. Set that foot down. Inhale to reach. Soften your knees and fold. Right foot steps back, plant your hand, left fingers reach. Let that hand float down, rise up into a lunge. Good. Exhale, sweep your fingers down and back. Find a nice long spine here. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands, step back to your plank. Shift back to down dog. Back into plank. Hug the elbows in and lower down. Shrug the shoulders back and lift the heart. Press back to down dog. Right foot steps forward into a lunge. Shift your weight forward into that leg. Rise up and float your knee. Take a twist to the left side. Either reach the arms out or elbows bent. Come back to center and set that foot down. Inhale to reach. Exhale to fold. Left foot steps back, plant your left hand, right fingers reach up. Exhale, let that hand float down. Inhale to rise up into your lunge. Good. Exhale, sweep the fingers down and back. Long, long spine. And rise up. And then fold forward, plant your hands, step back to down dog. Shift into your plank. Back to down dog. Bring it to plank, hug the elbows and lower. Feel free to lower your knees if you need some support here. Shoulders shrug back and lift your heart. Press back into that down dog. Left foot steps forward. Shift your weight into that leg. Rise up, float the right knee. Take that twist to the right side, elbows bent or arms long. Come back to center and set that foot down. How are we doing? Good. Let's keep adding on. Reach up for the sky. And fold. It's kind of hard when I don't have you guys here to feel your energy and see how you're doing. Step that right foot back, plant your hand, left hand reaches up. Let that hand float down, rise up. Sweep the fingers down and back. We're going to add a little bit of a back bend, a little heart opener. Rise up. Root down through that left foot. Glance up at the sky. Maybe bend your elbows and squeeze the shoulders. Come back to center. Fold forward, plant your hands, step back to down dog. Shift into plank, back to down dog. Shift into plank, hug the elbows, lower down. Shrug your shoulders back, lift your heart, press into your tops of your feet, lengthen through the crown of the head, press back to down dog. Right foot steps forward, shift all your weight into that leg, float your left knee, take that twist, come back to center, set that foot down, inhale to reach up, and fold. Left foot steps back, plant your hand, right fingers to the sky, stack the shoulders, let that hand come down. Rise up into your lunge. You're going to sweep the fingers down and back. Long spine. Root down into the right leg to rise up. Take that little back bend. It doesn't have to be big. Come back to center. Fold forward, plant your hands back to down dog. Shift into plank, toes or knees. Back to down dog. Shift into your plank, hug your elbows to lower down. Shrug the shoulders back. Lengthen through the crown of the head, press into the tops of the feet. Press back to down dog. And left foot steps forward. Shift your weight into that foot, rise up. Float the right knee. Take that twist. Come back to center. Set your foot down. Inhale, reach up. And exhale to fold. Right foot steps back. Plant your hand, left fingers to the sky. Let that hand float down and rise up. One time, sweep the fingers down and back. Really reach through the crown of the head and rise up. Take that back bend. Come on back up. Fold forward, plant your hands, step back to down dog. Shift into plank. Back to down dog. Bring it to plank. Hug the elbows, lower down. Shoulders shrug back and lift your heart. Press back to down dog. We're going to have a little bounce move here. Right foot steps forward. Shift your weight into that foot. Rise up. We're already balancing, but we're going to make it a little more difficult here. You're going to take that twist to the left side. Bring it back to center. We're going to come into warrior three. So soften the left knee, right knee, hinge forward. Warrior three. Press through the left heel. Come on back up to center. Set that foot down. Inhale to reach. Exhale to fold. Left foot steps back. Plant your left hand. Right fingers reach up. Stack the shoulders. Let that hand come down. Step back to down dog. Or rise up. Ooh, I almost forgot this fun part here. Sweep the fingers down and back. Reach with the crown of the head. Rise up. Take that little back bend. Remember, it doesn't have to be big. Come on back to center. Now fold forward, plant your hands, step back to down dog. Shift into your plank and back to down dog. Shift into plank, hug the elbows, lower down. Shrug your shoulders back, lift your heart, lengthen through the crown of the head. Press back to down dog. Right foot steps forward. Shift your weight, or left foot steps forward. Ooh, shift your weight into that leg. Rise up, float the right knee, twist to the right. Let that twist come from your waist and come back to center. Hinge forward, finding warrior three. It's okay if you wobble, if you step out of it. Come back into center, set that foot down. We're gonna add a little bit more, and then we'll go through one time, all the way through, and then we have some core and back work, balance work, and cool it down. Let's take a big breath in. Exhale, fold forward, soften the knees. Right foot steps back, plant your hand, left fingers to the sky. Let that hand come down, rise into your lunge. Sweep the fingers down and back, and rise up. Take that little back bend, doesn't have to be big. Come on back to center. Fold forward, plant your hands, step back to down dog. Shift into plank, back to down dog. Remember, you can always lower your knees for a little support here. Back to plank, hug the elbows in and lower down. Shrug your shoulders back, lift your heart, press into the tops of your feet, maybe your thighs. Press back to down dog. Right foot steps forward, shift your weight into that leg. Rise up, float your knee. Take that twist. Come on back to center. Hinge forward into your warrior three. And then bring your fingertips down to the ground or the blocks. Bend both knees. Bring that left behind right. One Shiva squat. Lengthen it up. And then gently rise up into warrior three. And then rise all the way up. Float that left knee and bring your foot down. So blocks here. are a great thing. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to fold. Right foot steps back. Plant your hand, left fingers to the sky. Let that hand come down and rise into your lunge. Sweep the fingers down and back. Nice long spine. Lift through the back leg and rise up. Little back bend here. Feel free to lower your back knee for some support. Come back up to center. Fold forward, plant your hands, step back to down dog. Shift into plank. Back to down dog. Bring it back to plank. Hug your elbows into lower. Lift your heart back to down or up dog or cobra. Press back to down dog. Right foot or left foot steps forward. Rise up, floating the right knee. Twist to the right. Keep that foot nice and flexed. Come on back to center. Hinge forward, warrior three. Feel free to grab your blocks here. And then let your hands float down. Bend both knees right behind left, Shiva squat. Lengthen that leg out. Rise back up into warrior three. And then come on back up. Float that right knee, set it down. So one more time, each side through. Reach up and fold forward. Right foot steps back, plant your hand, left fingers to the sky. Let that hand float down, rise into your lunge. Sweep the fingers down and back, lift through the back of the right knee, root down through the left foot to rise up. Take that little back bend. Come on back to center. Fold forward, step back to down dog. Shift into plank. Feel free to lower your knees here for some support and back to down dog. Bring it to plank again, hug the elbows and lower down. Shoulders shrug back, lift your heart, press back to down dog. Right foot steps forward into that lunge, shift your weight, rise up, float the left knee, flex your foot. Take a twist to the left, twist comes from the waist. Come on back to center. Hinge forward, soften the right knee, warrior three. Bring your fingertips to the ground or the block, bend both knees, left behind right. Lengthen that left leg, come back up into warrior three. Rise all the way up, float the left knee, set the foot down. Take a breath in and reach. Last time, left side, fold forward. Left foot steps back, plant your hand under your shoulder. Right reaches up, then comes down to frame your foot, rise into your lunge. Good. Sweep the fingers down and back, nice long spine here. Root down through the right foot to rise up and take that little back bend. Come on back up to center. Fold forward, plant your hands, step back to down dog. Shift into plank, down dog, and plank. Hug the elbows in and lower down. Shrug the shoulders back, lift your heart, press into the tops of your feet, down to back to down dog. And left foot steps forward to that lunge. Shift your weight into that foot, rise up, float your right knee. Take a twist to the right. Come on back to center. Hinge forward, warrior three. Blocks are great here if you need that. Fingers float down to the ground. Lengthen the right leg. Bend both knees, Shiva squat. Lengthen the right leg. Come on up to warrior three. And then rise all the way up. Float the right knee and set that foot down. Woo! How do we do? Pretty good? Go ahead, grab a drink, take a breath or two. We're going to do a little standing balance work, a little core and back, and then we're going to cool it down, stretch it out. All right, guys, so I also have, tomorrow I will have a live fitness class at noon. It's just a 30-minute class with body weight movements, circuit style. And then Friday at 7 a.m., I have my Build Balance Flow, where we're going to focus a little more on balance work and building some strength and flexibility. So that's 7 a.m. Friday, and tomorrow is at noon. And if you can't make it, be on my Facebook and my YouTube as well. So let's come on into a nice standing stance, and we haven't done chair. And for those of you who've taken class with me, I love chair pose. So we're gonna do a few chair poses before we bring it down. So I know a lot of people don't like chair. You do not have to take it super low. You know, it's wherever you wanna be, wherever challenges you, but isn't painful. We're gonna start with regular chair. Big toes can touch or be nice and close. Shoulders shrug back. You want a nice long spine from your tailbone to the crown of your head. Bring your hands to your heart, and then start to sit your hips back, bending your knees. Like you're about to sit in a chair, but you're not sure if it's gonna stay there. So take your time. You can keep it right here. This is a great place. You can take it lower if that's where you wanna be. But again, tailbone in line with the whole spine, so you may need to engage these lower abs a bit to bring that in. Shoulders shrug back, relax your neck and your jaw. Palms can stay pressing at heart center. They can reach forward a bit. I say like you're offering a gift. Or you can take arms to ears. This is not super comfortable for me, and I feel my tailbone tilting up. So if you feel that tailbone tilting up or it doesn't feel good in the shoulders, it's okay. Bring your arms forward more in line with your shoulders, or hands to heart. And I know we've been here for a few breaths. So on your next inhale, rise up, reach for the sky. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart. And this time we're gonna take our feet about hip distance because we're gonna come up to the balls of our feet. So feet are about hip distance. Shift your weight into the balls of your feet. Lift your heels as high as you can. And the upper body is the same as the regular chair. Shrug your shoulders back, engage your core, including those lower abs. Bend your knees and sit your hips back. Good, so find that nice position. With this chair, I always like to take my arms out. I feel like I balance a little bit better. If you feel yourself kind of coming out to your pinky toes, really think of rooting down in the inside of your big toe a little bit more to engage the whole ball of the foot. You're going to take one more breath wherever you're at, and it's okay to wobble and it's okay to fall. And then on your next inhale, you're going to rise up, hands to heart as you lower your heels. Woo, great job, guys. We're going to bring it down into tabletop. Grab a drink if you need it. Excuse my little scratchy throat. Allergies have been rough this season. All the rain just brings out that beautiful, wonderful mold that we're all allergic to. So come into tabletop. Hands, or wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. So you have four options here. So you can do just regular bird dogs. Right arm and left leg reach out. So make sure you're coming straight out and you're not lifting up here. You want to just come straight out from the shoulder and the hip. Settle back into that tabletop. For a little more challenge, reach out, bring elbow to knee, curl on your back in that cat, reach straight out, and come back into tabletop. For more of a challenge, take it to a wide-legged plank. So feet are a little wider for balance. Right arm, left leg, and down. In the most challenge, try opposite arm and leg, knee to elbow, opposite arm and leg, and bring it in. So you're going to go for a full minute starting now. And you can try a challenging pose, and if it's not working for you, it's okay. You can bring it down, bring the knees down, take the cat out. It's okay. Whatever's working for you today, but I really want you to focus on finding that balance. So quality over quantity. Shift your weight into the hand and either the knee or the foot before you reach with the other arm and foot. Then gently bring it down. So take your time, really focus and breathe. And you guys are doing amazing. You're more than halfway there. About 20 more seconds here. So again, nice and slow, reach straight out, come back in. Shift the weight, reach out, come back in, and you've got 5 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Wherever you're at, find your way into child's pose. Take a couple breaths here, letting your forehead gently rest on the mat, back of your hands or a block. We're gonna do a little ab work. Yay! And then we're gonna finish off with a cool down and stretch out. Good, so rise back up into your tabletop. Swing your legs around. Come on down to your back, and we're gonna do my favorite abs. Make a little X with your body. And you're gonna take opposite arm to opposite leg, and then switch. For more of a challenge, you can bring both arms, both legs up, and then lower down, or you can do opposite, opposite, and both. Minute starts right now. So exhale as you come up, inhale to lower. Again, take your time, quality over quantity. The slower you go, the more your body has to, your muscles have to control the movement and work harder. And if you'd like a little at-home challenge, if you're looking for a bit of a challenge, fitness-wise, I have been doing this exercise, opposite arm, opposite leg, switch, and then all four up, 25 times a day for the last 3 days. So it is a challenge. You're definitely going to feel it. 25 may not be where you're at right now, and that's okay. You can bring it to 5 a day or 10 sets a day, whatever works for you. If you don't like that challenge, maybe try a plank challenge or just something to kind of work towards and to focus on each day, getting a little bit stronger in whatever area you'd like. You guys have about 5 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Bring your legs in towards your belly. Keep your lower back on the mat. Rock side to side or draw some little circles with your knees. Massage your lower back. Let's start to bring it down. So you're going to rock and roll long on your spine a few times, like we did at the beginning. Bring yourself, find your way into tabletop, however you want to get there. And then tuck your toes, press your hips up and back into that down dog. So for three-legged dog, I want you to think about keeping your shoulders and your hips square to the front. Lift that right leg, bend your knee, open up your hip, and again, shoulders are nice and square to the front. Bring your right knee towards your wrist. Let your shin settle. Bring the left knee down, and then lengthen that leg out. And if you need to, feel free to put a block underneath your hip. So before you settle in, hips and shoulders are square to the front. So if you need to adjust that front knee, go ahead. And left leg is straight back behind you. Toes, top of the foot towards the ground. Find a long spine and stay here, or you can maybe bring it down to the elbows or all the way down. So that long spine includes your neck. A lot of times I'll see people in class on their elbows and their head hangs down, but you want your neck to stay long. So if you're here, go ahead and take that block, put it under your forehead for some support. You're going to take 3 rounds of breath here. Just like at the beginning, I want you to really think about filling your lungs and your belly with that inhale. And as you exhale, start to soften your muscles, relaxing tension, relaxing stress, relaxing tightness. 2 more breaths here, starting to slow down your mind, your breath, and your body. You guys worked super hard today. Thank you for joining me. It has been a minute since I've taught an actual power class. I kind of stepped away from that for a little bit with everything going on. So I'm so glad to be back, pushing your mind and your body, giving you that extra challenge. On your next inhale, bring your hands under your shoulders. Tuck your back toe, press back to down dog. And take about 2 breaths if you want to pedal it out. Maybe flip your dog or lift that right leg. Draw some circles with your knee. On your next inhale, find stillness to your dog. Left leg lifts, bend your knee, open up your hip, but keep the shoulders square. And then bring your left knee towards your wrist. Settle your shin and the right knee, lengthen out the right leg. So again, here, if you need a block, go ahead. You want hips and shoulders square to the front. Lengthen through the spine. Stay here or bring it forward. Keep the neck in line with the spine, so a block is a great option here. Focus and breathe. So I know that we're starting to get back to being out and about. And in a couple weeks, St. Louis County and City will be opening up. Some people are not going to feel comfortable going into a studio or a gym, or maybe you just like doing things at home. So I'm still going to be doing classes on Facebook and YouTube. I will have free always. I will start doing some that are private that I'll be asking for a donation, minimum of $5 or suggested $5 for those. And feel free to take the free ones, to take the private ones, and classes are always free. But if you can, please feel free to donate as well for taking the class, and you guys will always have access to these free ones. On your next inhale, bring your hands under your shoulders. Tuck your back toe and find your way back to down dog. Take a few breaths here, pedal it out. Any movements that feel good in your body. And bring some stillness to your dog. Let your knees float down to the ground. Swing your legs around in front of you and come into a nice seat. Take a moment to find those sit bones if you need to kind of move some glutes out of the way. Knees stay soft, feet stay flexed, reach up to the sky. Keep your spine long as you fold forward. So sometimes I like to grab my blocks, have them outside of my legs, and then as I fold forward, I let my hands float down to the blocks. So keep that spine long. If you feel your back starting to curl, lengthen out through the crown of the head again. Soften your knees if this is really intense on your low back or your glutes or your hamstrings, the back of the thighs. Take one more big inhale, really lengthen through the spine. One more exhale to soften the tension. And gently come on up. And then bend your knees, plant your feet. Make sure you're midway on your mat and you have your props by your side. Gently roll down onto your back. Bring your right knee or your left knee into your chest. Give it a little hug. And then wrap that thigh over your right. Arms come out to the side. Let your legs fall over to the right side. Maybe glance over your left shoulder. If this is not comfortable for you, you can find a more comfortable twist. It's whatever feels good for you. And take a few breaths here. Hopefully tomorrow it'll be a little bit sunny, a little bit nice, and I can take my noon class outside, do a nice outdoor workout. Every time I want to teach a class outside, it's like gloomy or cold or rainy. Let's come on back up to center. Unwrap the legs. Bring that right knee into your chest, and then wrap it over the left leg, and let your legs fall to the left side. Same thing here. Maybe even take a block underneath those legs if that feels comfortable. I was really hoping, I teach sunrise yoga for Yoga Buzz in the Gateway Arch Center. We were at the Arch Visitors Center before the quarantine, and hopefully we'll be back to Keener Plaza sometime soon. I teach at Tuesday mornings, 7 a.m. on the Yoga Buzz Facebook page and YouTube, and I was really hoping we could start to get some sunshine for that class, so maybe next Tuesday, we'll see. Come on back up to center. Unwrap the legs, give the knees a hug, then set your feet on the mat. Lift your hips, slide either a block or maybe a blanket or a bolster or a pillow, anything you got, underneath your low back. Lift your shoulders, shrug the back, and settle in. So we're going to take 4 rounds of breath. Supported bridge, this is a great place to be. Legs up to the sky may feel good, maybe legs long or any other variation you like here. We've got 3 more rounds of breath. Big inhale, filling the lungs and the belly. Big exhale, soften the muscles and release. We're going to take 2 more rounds of breath here. And 1 more round of breath. If this feels awesome and you want to stay here for that final shape, your Shavasana, feel free to. Or you can bend your knees, plant your feet, and slide that block out. I want you to find a comfortable position. So sometimes that's the traditional Shavasana, legs long, arms by your side. Sometimes butterfly or bound angle, maybe blocks under your legs. Sometimes it's having a seat or anything else that's comfortable for you. I want you to take as long as you need in your Shavasana. So I'm going to talk for a couple more breaths, but feel free to, after that, turn off the video so it doesn't switch to another video, and then you can take your rest as long as you need. We're going to take about 3 rounds of breath, and I want you to, during that breath, notice any place that you're still holding on to tension, to tightness, to stress, to negativity. And with your exhale, try and release and let that go. And you're not always going to be able to let go of thoughts, of feelings, of emotions, of tension and tightness. Things are going to pop into your head. But try to just let them go, acknowledge them, and let them float away. And then bring your focus back to your breath, back to your body. Letting yourself rest and relax and take this little slice of time just for you. This may be the only time that you have for you today. So take it as much as you need. Friends, I miss your smiles and your wonderful energy. I hope that you stay healthy. From my heart to yours, peace, love, and good health. And I hope to see you all soon.